So we practiced it a few times, feel good. We go into the audition room. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, she left snail tracks on the suit. She just had orgasm. She was like, oh my God. Oh. And I'm literally like looking at her. And I'm trying to, oh, really? And finally I just go, the fuck is in this shit?
Welcome to My Worst Audition.
Welcome again to My Worst Audition. With me today in my basement is my friend Jimmy Pravasilis. I first met Jimmy working together on a show in a rather sketchy Midtown theater roughly 15 years ago. Born and raised in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, he's a talented man, according to the bio that I've written on my phone right now, and a pleasure to be around. You've seen him in Ray Donovan, The Blacklist, The Deuce, Billions, and Trial of the Chicago 7. But the dude doesn't just say words for a living, he has actual skills. Jimmy's an amateur motorcycle racer and has been a motorcycle enthusiast since the age of 8. He currently coaches at the Riders Club for New Jersey Motorsports Park and coaches for Motorcycle Safety Foundation, where he teaches beginner riders. He's also quite the writer, having recently published the entertaining book, The Asshole's Guide to Everyday Living, which I'm sorry to say I only read for the first time roughly 30 minutes ago because I'm an asshole. Jimmy, thank you for joining me tonight.
You have a beautiful voice.
Oh,
I kept the pillow here because I'm popping.
Thank you.
It's a really great voice.
Yay.
I'm really jealous of your voice.
Oh,
it's
thanks,
wonderful.
Man. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for the intro. Thank you for saying those kind words I wrote for you.
Yes, that was good.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it, baby. That was good.
Thanks, man.
So, yeah, we met at the Michael Chekhov Theater Company.
Yeah, that was one of the names of it, the 45th Street Theater.
At the 45th Street Theater.
The Michael Chekhov
I
Theater.
started with them earlier than that, when they were down at Ridge Street, when it was real guerrilla theater.
All right.
That's where I started my acting career, doing the Sam Shepard Festival.
Oh.
Just jumped right in, man.
Yeah, that's right up your alley, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew of Sam Shepard. And when I went, I was watching some of the plays, and I went to our friend, Mr. Horn.
Yes.
The infamous Michael Horn. If you see this, I forgive you. I forgive you for you. No, his mother was Ann Bowen. Let's make this about Michael Horn. He really needs it.
Yeah, which is the whole thing about Michael Horn.
Yeah, Michael
For
Horn.
the 7 people who know who Michael Horn is.
Yeah, right. For the 7 people who know him and about the 2,000 want to kill him. But you know, I got to. He did run a theater company in New York City, which is not
more than I did.
Yeah, more than I wanted to. His mother was Ann Bowen. She was part of Second City. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh my God, she was really one of the beginning people. She was married to Roger Bowen, who was the he played the Colonel in the movie MASH.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of come in, and she was great. She directed, and so I was I had a great acting coach that got me started. And actually, because I bring up Michael Horn, because we will go to that for one of my screwy auditions. Because I don't know if people talked about theater auditions.
It's almost all exclusively theater auditions so far. A lot of the people have talked about their musical auditions.
Well,
But talk about whatever you want, man. This is your thing.
Cool. So where should we start? Well, like I said, we met at the 45th Street Theater. We were doing Scheherazade.
Yeah, it was like Arabian Nights.
And we played the same role in 2 different casts because they had to make money. So what they would do is they would cast as many actors as they could. So if you have 3 or 4 casts going on, and all those actors would bring people.
I always wondered why they did that. That makes sense.
Because remember, Horn was like, "You gotta bring people. You gotta bring people. How many people are you gonna bring?" And I would bullshit. I was like, "I'm gonna bring 75 people a night." I just lied to him. He's like, "You gonna bring 75 people?" I was like, "They're coming tomorrow night. Come on, man." I just BS my way. So we met there, and we had a lot of fun. And I remember who's this guy playing the same role as me? And he loved you. He's like, "Do it more like Gary does." I'm like, "Screw you, man. I'm not doing the guy." But,
do it like the Arab does.
Yeah,
do the Arab-y part.
Yeah, you're too white. I was like, but no, it was fun times, man. And the old saying, you don't know it's the best of times until you look back on it. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, it really wasn't though. It was horrible. But so where should we start? We're talking about auditions. So theater auditions. You know what we should start with? On December 1st, 2011, I had a stroke. Okay. We'll start there.
All right.
Because I use this. They say use what you can in acting.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a stroke.
Use what you know.
So on my birthday, which is December 1st, make note of that and send me a present. Oh, and buy my book. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Asshole's Guide to Everyday Living. It's a self-help book. No, really, is.
It's actually really good. I really enjoy it. But
All 4 pages you read so far.
I read 5, thank you very much. But it is not for everybody. There are people that are going to read this and be like, oh, gross.
And those are the people I'm writing about.
Probably, yes.
So, anyway.
But I enjoyed it in all sincerity. I'm very much looking forward to finishing it.
Great. I'm so glad you like it. I need validation. So, on my birthday, the girl I was dating at the time, we went out to dinner and ordered a drink, waiting to get seated at the restaurant. Before I even had a drink, I feel numb. I feel like dizzy. I get up and I look over to her. She looks at me like, what the hell's going on? And I'm trying to ask her, am I slurring my speech? Because my whole left side goes numb. Ooh. And I can't. And I'm just like, I look like a fish out of water. And apparently I had a stroke.
Okay.
A minor stroke. So time passes, and now I'm going to bring up a later thing I use because it'll go into the first time I used it. You got to use these things to your advantage.
You should.
So first thing I want to say before we start trashing all the casting world and all the let's talk. There's some great casting directors out there, right?
Yeah,
they're awesome.
Yeah,
Bonnie Tinnerman, I love you. She's wonderful. She cast me in Trial of Chicago 7. No, I Know This Much Is True.
Okay. Never met her in my life.
She's so cool. She was just like, she's an older woman. She's a beautiful older woman. I went in there and she starts talking to you about you.
Oh.
Like she doesn't, we'll get to the audition.
Oh.
I was like, ooh, I like this lady.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you dating anyone, Bonnie?
Yeah, stroking the actor's ego. Yeah, I like this.
And we did the role, we did the lines, and she's like, I love you, Jimmy. I'm like, yeah, who are you dating? Dating anyone? Well, Mr. Tenman, how's his health? And I got the gig, and she's like, I want you on this film. And she said, if it's a smaller role, please don't mind. I'm like, wow.
All right.
And it was a small role. But anyway, we don't no small roles, only small actors. That's BS. But she was great. What's his name? Tucker Myerson casting.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Tucker's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's so awesome. Ross Meyerson's awesome. He's a great guy. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of great casting directors out there. So I got called in one day. Now, apparently, even though after the stroke, I was on medication, I was trying to watch what I eat. It's really hypertension more for me than anything else. But every now and then, my blood pressure will spike, and I don't.
You?
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, because I'm the walking Buddha. Apparently, nothing gets to me. Nothing raises my blood pressure. You mother. No. So every now and then, but I don't think it's a blood pressure spike. I think it's like maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm having some transcendental fourth dimensional consciousness shift or something like that. Like, no, I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
All right. So, and it happens. I got to catch myself. I went into an audition with Ross, who liked me. He's called me before, and it's a good feeling when someone calls you in, and you're on their team, like you're in their little pool of people to call.
It's nice, sure.
But then when you blow it, you don't feel so great.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there for something. I must have been having a blood pressure strike. What keeps it's happening now?
Happening right. I was about to say.
Oh god, we're gonna be so canceled by the
No.
I Love Stroke Foundation or something.
Please.
Oh, that's a different foundation. Sorry.
I promise I will say or do something more offensive.
Okay, good.
To make sure that
I'm counting on you, bro.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I did the reading for him and the reader girl, and I'm having a hard time focusing and reading. And he's like, "What's going on, you man?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I didn't want to tell him. I didn't think it was. I don't know what it was. Like, did I take an edible? Am I having a stroke? Like, what's going on with me?" He was going, "Listen, go out, get some coffee or something like that. Come back, you're going to read for the producers." I'm like, well, that's not much more pressure. That'll lower my fucking blood pressure like that. So I did. I came back and, I was just kind of fumbling through it. And I'm like, these people looking at me, and I got through it. But it was like, I knew I could have killed that fucking audition.
Yeah.
And I kind of mediocred through it. So, and I felt bad. And then afterwards I realized, I emailed and I said, dude, I think I was dying in the audition. He's like, you were bombing. But
no, literally dying.
No, I was dying, not bombing. So I tell that story to set up what happened in another audition. And this, I was so glad to use it. I was so I guess I got called in, I think it was like a commercial, something like that. It was, I forget what the studio was. I forget what it was for. And I go in, and I really don't like when they have you read with somebody else. I have stories like that.
All right.
Because it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You can be like the biggest fucking ignoramus in the world. You can be with someone great.
Another friend of mine came on, did an interview with me, talked about,
oh my God,
paired up with.
It's really not fair because you might be really good, but most of the time when I see shit acting, I just stare at them like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then, we're auditioning. Wait. So we get in there, and the girl running the audition, she was like Miss Cool, Sassy Pants. All right, bitches. Like that, like over the top. She was more performing than we were. So condescending. She looked like Kennedy from MTV. Remember that girl?
Yeah, I know Kennedy.
Yeah, I hate that look. Yeah, she's an asshole. She was just I can't not say it. She was just a real jerk. Really and to the point where she, like I said,
Kettle Black.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I know from asshole. I know when I see one. But she was like Miss in Charge. Okay, bitches, and like real condescending, like I mentioned, and this also like giving us. There wasn't direction; it was like instruction, and there's a big difference. You know, if you're an actor, you know the difference between someone who's giving you direction because they're relying on your skill to do it. Yeah. Instruction is, I think you're an idiot. Things like this. Okay, so we're going to start where it says start, and where it says stop. And
so she wasn't like being cute; she was just being really condescending. Yeah. Oh, all right.
And so many sign languages. Oh wait, if you know sign language,
I don't.
Your sign language demographic just went. So, and I looked over the other actor, and this made me so happy. I was going to look at her like, and she was already looking at me like, I was, oh, thank God we're on the same team. We hate her.
All right.
So she's being like a real jerk about and you could tell. And so the producers are in the other room, I guess, with the video camera watching us. So it was really weird and kind of like, voyeuristic.
Yeah.
I like to be in the room with the people and look at them, see how bad I'm bombing off their faces. So, and I get the okay from this girl. Like, we don't like her. This one's going on. So we do the read. And she went right into acting coach mode. And said, oh, okay, bitch. All right. So, okay, first of all, why don't we take a moment to breathe? Let's get ourselves centered, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then she tells the girl some stuff like, okay, I'm going to need a little more of this out of you. And then she goes to me, she goes, oh, and like your diction is like a little, it's a little slurry. And then maybe you want, like, all right, guys, let's do our acting 101. Let's go. Like we're fucking children. Okay. And so I just looked at her and I went, I just had a stroke recently, so I might be slurring my speech. And she went, because she was like the epitome of like political correct.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Uber wokeness. So I just kicked the legs right out from under. I was like, oh, wait, I had a stroke. This is going to be great.
Good for you.
It's like, thank you, high blood pressure. Thank you, near-death experience. And I just thought she froze because she knew she just got fucking like taken out.
Yeah, hoisted by her own petard, as it were.
As it were. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Well, okay, you okay? And I'm like, I played right into it. I'm going to milk this shit all day. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. But, just so and then I started playing. And I said, I got the victim thing. I'm good. I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry if I'm slurring my speech, but sometimes I trip over words because, a stroke, it limits oxygen to the brain at one point. I don't think I have brain damage. And the girls are sitting there.
Such an ass.
Oh, an asshole, baby. And so she's like, well, can I get you anything? I was like, well, you got water? Water would be nice. You want to do you need a moment? And I'm like, yeah, why don't we just take a moment here and just milk that shit. And then we did it again. She's like, this walked me to the elevator. Oh my God. And she's like, my grandfather had, and I was like, well, I'm glad you can relate. Oh. Well, I get a call back. That was absolutely the damage control pity callback of all times.
Wow.
They probably hated me, and they're like, we better just call him back.
Yep.
And I didn't get the gig, obviously.
Shocking.
And yeah, I know. I bet you one of those people in the producers like, this guy's good. This guy is good. He's an improv fucking genius. And the girl, like, so at that, the girl's in the elevator, and she's like, and she had to ask, she's like, did you really have a stroke? Now, it would have been so baller for like, no, I'm just an awesome actor. But I was like, yeah, I did really have a stroke. I told her the story. And she's like, is it really affecting your speech? I was like, honestly, I don't know. But this girl was such an asshole to us. And she's like, no, I thank you so much for doing that. Yeah. It was awesome. So that's one story.
Did you go to school for this?
No, I went to music school.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think you went to school for that.
No,
you were like a fine arts major.
Nah, fuck that bullshit. Yeah. I've already spent enough money in music. So I went to Mannes College of Music in 91. I'm a guitar player and musician. Mm-hmm. I've done quite a lot. So, I mean, how I got into acting, I was Danny Aiello's guitar player. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to get into acting. I did acting as a child, but nothing super significant. And Danny Aiello was like a big inspiration to me when I started playing with him because he didn't start acting until his 30s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 35.
Okay.
And he got his first play, Lamppost Reunion, I believe, and then Knockout later. Yeah, Lamppost Reunion. He was a bouncer and like the sort of like then became the MC at the Comedy Improv on 44th Street,
Okay.
around the block from our theater.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a plaque there with all these famous comics. It was probably the biggest comedy spot in New York history at one point.
I didn't know that.
If you go there, if it's now called Amici Restaurant or something, or Don Amici or Don something or other.
All right.
It's a Spanish joint.
Okay.
Well, it's Italian. I was gonna fucking drop that joke.
I didn't even get the joke.
I know, it's horrible. It's like right there, perfect example of all my auditions. So, and I ate there recently before the pandemic, and I talked to the woman. I said, "Hey, you got to put." They had a picture of Danny. I said, "You got to put Danny's name on that plaque."
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one of her family members owns the place. She's like, "Yeah, I sat her there for like an hour." I was doing actually ADR for I think it was Ray Donovan.
Oh, okay.
And it was around the block at that big entertainment building. They have all the studios in. And I talked to her. I said, "You got to put Danny Aiello's name on that plaque." And she's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, come on." But anyway, where were we? So I was relatively new to acting. I jumped in with both feet. I was going to see their Shepherd plays because a friend of a friend was in one. And I was like, "I could do this, man."
Mm-hmm.
And I started talking to Horn, and Horn's like, he's all out of his mind. He's, he was. You think I have high blood pressure? This guy was walking without. I mean, he had a little help getting high blood pressure. I'll let you figure that out. "Hey, you want to be an actor?" I'm like, "I'm an actor." He's all right. Well, come in and audition. I want you to read for the auditions. I went and I killed it, man.
Nice.
I read with like 30 people. He's like, "Jimmy, I want you to join the theater company." I was like, "Really? All right." And then the rest was history. Now, he would be a cool guy one minute, not such a cool guy the other minute. Now, at the time, I was studying acting privately with a guy named Glenn O'Malley.
Never heard of him. Okay.
Glenn worked a lot with the Cherry Lane Theater. He was
sure.
He was Edward Albee's protege. He directed the original Three Tall Women.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was great, and then I was working on Zoo Story, which is Albee.
Okay.
Albee's first play.
Just consider me an idiot. I'm an idiot with theater.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, thank you.
And what was kind of cool, when I would work with Glenn, I would get notes from Albee himself.
Oh.
He'd be like, because Glenn was this big, buff, gay dude. He was the greatest, right? Albee, of course, was gay. And he would go out to Fire Island, hang out with them. And I don't think they had anything. They were just really close friends. And he'd be like, "Oh, I have a student of mine doing Zoo Story." And so I was getting like sort of notes, sort of by proxy. But, make sure he does this line like this. Make sure he understands that. So that was really great. Unfortunately, Glenn died. He had HIV.
Oh.
And really what killed a lot of people with HIV in recent years. He had it for many, many years, but the medication weakens the heart.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So here it is. Now, I'm doing a couple things here and there. And there was a thing called Happy Hour. I became like one of the main guys in that. It was like a skit comedy thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. It was one of those things where it was written right in the middle. If you had good enough actors, it was funny as shit.
Okay.
If you didn't, it was garbage.
Mm.
So it was challenging in that respect.
Okay.
You had to bring it every night. You had to bring something to it. Otherwise, it would fall flat. So it was great training. That's where my training is, right? The stage. When people say, "Where'd you study?" I'm like, "You're walking on it. You walk on it." That's
cool.
where I studied acting.
Yeah.
And so Horn was, like I said, he could be great one moment, he could be a pain in the ass the other. We were auditioning for one of these Shepherd plays, one of the more recent ones, the later ones he did. And it was between me and another guy. And he started kind of pit us against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, "Oh, you're just a musician." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm a good actor." I was like, "Wow, yeah, I've been on stage a million times. How many times this guy been on stage?" I'd go into that. So it was like every day, "Come back in. I want you to audition again. I want you to audition again."
Really?
So now, and this is like really a bad audition that happened. I didn't get the role. We'll start there, right? So in all this, like within the week of half of this crap, I was going to go to take a lesson or a class with Glenn. We did one-on-one. We'd work on monologues. We'd talk. And I show up one day, and Glenn's not there, ringing the doorbell. And he lived on, what street was it? Commerce Street, right off 7th Avenue South. Beautiful place. And I was like, maybe he forgot. Okay, call him, no answer. Going next day for the audition. Same crowd. I do it again. Do it like this way. The other guy did it like this way. And I'm just like, the other guy sucks. I would just tell him, "Well, the other guy sucks. How about that?" What do you want me to tell you? You want me to, "Oh, I'm so sorry"? And he liked that. Like we would buck heads.
That's what I love about you. You don't mince words.
No,
I love it.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
And so I remember I did the audition. I drove home back to Bay Ridge. I'm parking the car. Horn calls me. "Come in again. I'm going to give you another call back. I think we got it this time." Whatever the hell he said.
Kidding me?
So finally, I'm on my way there. I'm calling Glenn. I don't get an answer because I want to talk to him. I need some advice from my acting coach. I parked the car. As I'm walking towards the theater, one more time, let me call Glenn. And he finally picks up, and I'm like 20 feet from the entrance. Hey, Glenn, what's up? Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, you weren't there the other day. You know, I was about to. He goes, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. He goes, I had a heart attack.
What?
I was dead for like a minute. I was like, what? Oh, I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Are you going to be okay? Do you need me to come over? No, I'm just going to rest right now. I'm in St. Luke's Hospital before they tore it down. Okay. Get off the phone. I walk in. You ready to audition? I'm like, what? I was like, whoa, man. I just found out my coach had a heart attack. Horn and all this, like, you know, tactfulness. Like, you upset? And I just look. I said, what'd you say? Are you upset? I said, yeah, I'm fucking upset, asshole. My acting coach, my friend, just had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I still came in. All right, well, you need a minute or something? I said, no, let's fucking do this. And I think I killed it, right?
Wow.
But whatever. He gave it to the other guy anyway, and the guy did suck. Fuck him. And everyone said it, and it was the best part was people in the company, and the guy wasn't even part of the company. I was in the company. He was just like some guy who auditioned. And people say, you should put Jimmy in it.
Well, okay.
Put Jimmy. And unfortunately, Glenn did die like a few days later. It was really, it was a really intense time, man. You talk about like a tough audition.
Yeah.
So, but what else? So, you know, let me talk about more depressing things. That's the cheery stuff. That's the cheery, happy auditions I've done. What else? We talked about this earlier, and you said someone mentioned it earlier. It sucks when they pair you with people. Because you don't know what you're going to get.
You know what you're going to get.
And I don't think if I was a casting director, I wouldn't do that. I mean, do you feel like it's laziness or not laziness so much as it is?
No, not necessarily, because I feel like to a certain degree, I feel like the cream rises to the top and you'll be able to figure out, you know, who's good or at the very least get somebody in for a callback. Like, I see that he has some talent or she has some talent.
Right.
Come back for the callback. I would think. I mean, I feel like if you're a good actor,
I suck. I never.
Don't though.
No, but you know what's funny?
And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe.
No. I always thought it was like an economic thing. Like, well, we can get 2 people in at a time. We don't have to book as much time.
I'm sure that is. Yeah.
Fair enough. And I went in for another commercial a while back, and this is I pulled a Gary. Gary goes off script. Gary don't give a shit. Gary will tell you this is awful. They paired me with this girl. It was some kind of drink, something like that. And, you know, the scenario is she drinks. She's like, this is really good. Oh, what is that? You know, like a normal conversation. Mm-hmm. Oh, and, you know, whatever her name was. And you guys pair together, read the script. We went out there and we practiced it. And she's like, we did just really well, really natural, like you believe, really believable.
Okay.
This is really good. Wow. What are you drinking? Really, was it? What's in it? Oh, wow, that's great. So we practiced a few times, feel good. We go into the audition room. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, she left snail tracks on the seat. She just had orgasm. She was, oh my God. And I'm literally like looking at her. And I'm trying to, oh, really? And finally I just go, the fuck is in this shit?
Love it.
And they just okay. And I thought that was brilliant.
I would, yeah, like, you're great. That's funny.
Yeah, like, it was like, how would you respond in real life to someone orgasming over sipping something?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I was like, what the fuck is in this shit? I'm like smelling it. I'm like, looking at her and I'm looking at the seat. Like, oh, okay. No, let's bring it back. And we did it again. And I had to play her stupid games. I'm like, oh my God, that is good. And I was like, don't touch your penis. Don't touch your penis, Jimmy. Do not. Under the table, I was touching my penis. But, and what killed me the most, she blew it for us. She blew it because you could tell they were annoyed.
Yeah.
I watched them while they're doing it. They were just like, they were doing that thing where like, another one. Another one's doing it that way. You know, you could tell they wanted what we practiced.
Yeah.
And when she walked in, she goes, that was great, thanks, bye. And I was like, what the fuck? I just wanted to like choke her to death. I was just so pissed. Like, did you not think for a second that when they told us to do it again, maybe do it the way we practiced? And nope. She was totally fine with sucking. So,
and to this day, that $300 commercial has ruined your career.
Absolutely ruined me. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I wake up in the middle of the night, cold sweats, crying, then roll in fetal position. Go, what the fuck is in this? What the fuck is this? I had that over repetitive story in my mind. Wow.
If you had like a dream job in acting, what would it be?
That is a very good question. Now, I've seen so many examples of what I want as a dream job, and I think it's an amalgamation of all that.
Okay.
I love television. I was raised on television.
Yeah.
My parents bombed. They were just like, sit there and watch stuff.
Mm.
My parents divorced. My dad was out. My mom was out to lunch, so I basically was raised on television. So part of me wants to be sort of the history of television. I love it. Like one of my favorite shows ever was MASH.
MASH is great.
How would it feel to go to your grave someday, knowing that you were part of like not just cinematic history but television history? Like people will watch me forever.
Yep.
And I was this character or this thing that influenced people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it changed people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere between that and then like being in Star Wars, third laser operator on the Death Star. Wait, hold on. Wait. No, rewind it. Yeah, that's me right there. So it's like, you're not Mark Hamill.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess from my perspective, if you get to be part of something that really means a lot to you,
of course.
That's great. Like I got to do SNL one time. Did a couple times.
Yeah.
And but you'd never know that I was in it. But to me, it meant the world. People ask me like, what was your favorite role here and there? And I've done roles where I've had a lot of meaty dialogue, and I've done roles with some recognizable names. Here and there.
What was the role you did on a late night television show not too long ago?
Colbert. On Colbert, yeah,
that was great, and that was killer, man. That was like huge.
Thanks,
man. You had a big role in that.
I appreciate.
I have like a little doll of you at home. I was stabbing with full on steak knives. Like, this mother. How dare he? That pins. Does he feel it? Oh wait, this is pre-taped. He's not. No, but I agree with you. So
I wanted to know like that meant the world to me, and I had no lines.
And I just got to work with Chris Parnell.
Okay.
In a movie called Infidelity, which will be out in 2024. Again, small role.
Very cool.
Me and Chris Parnell having a moment. It's wonderful. Yeah, like I want to be part of history. So the ultimate gig is something where I get to shine as an actor. I'm going to be okay financially. I think the one thing people don't want to really acknowledge because they're afraid like it'll screw their artistic integrity or some crap like that. Yeah, I want to make a good living at this.
Sure.
Do I need multi millions? Yes. Fuck yes. I want to buy shit I don't need.
Yep.
I want to walk in the woods one day. I forgot I bought a Ferrari. Like I want that kind of life. No, I'm kidding. Sort of. No, I want to be financially secure. I want to know that, and then you could really, and because people don't want to admit that, but you want to be financially secure.
Of course, I do.
Because it's a lot of insecurity financially in this business. So if it could be something that is, yeah, like I know I've made my nut and I'm good for life. I'll be comfortable at least. Great. But then to know that I've made some kind of impact with my talent in something that meant something. Mm. And I would like it to span, because nowadays it's different. We don't have television anymore. Mm. We don't really have movies anymore. We have like Netflix, we have all the streaming stuff, which we're all battling right now, right in the middle of this strike. Mm-hmm. So I guess I got to recant all that. I think my dream role is just to have my AI do the work. I just want to get paid once. I want to get paid $546 and then my image used in perpetuity for all eternity.
It's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. You're a giver.
Sorry. I promised I wouldn't cry.
Is there a role that you've ever seen on TV or in movies where you're like, man, I could have nailed that. That would have been great.
I feel like the role I would want, in a way, hasn't been written yet. Mm. That's really the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you were given something to work from the mold, like, from the clay. Because, like, what did James Gandolfini have? Yeah, there's iconic things about it, but that was a very different take on it. Or, all the characters in Breaking Bad. Mm. It's such a great story, right? Mm-hmm. So I look forward to the surprise.
That's cool, man.
Of what will be given to me someday, hopefully really soon. You hear me, casting directors? You watching this? Hopefully, something that, like you as well, like, it'll be a surprise. Like, wow. Yeah, it could pick from any archetype, but it's everything that I was built to do.
Yeah.
What we're built to do as actors is put pieces together to create something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I think good acting is that. It's taking something that obviously it's one-dimensional on a page, and you have to figure out, it's a puzzle, right? How do I bring life to this, and what am I going to take from, the old saying, they say it for musicians, but mediocre musicians borrow, great musicians steal. Mm. And it's the same thing with actors, right? I'm not going to borrow it. I'm going to steal it and make it my own. So that's what I look forward to. Something that, makes me go, holy crap, this is new. This is like, I can't borrow into this. I have to steal something from it. I have to take pieces from other places to make this happen. And I wish that for you as well. I wish for all my friends.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, I want to see us all do well.
We hear that, casting directors.
Yeah.
Bring in Jimmy. He will give you something unique. He will give you something that you're not going to see from most of the people going in your doors, and he's going to give you something real.
Herpes.
And in addition to the herpes, some pretty darn good talent.
Thank you.
So I hope you check out his work, and I hope you'll check out his book. And where can folks find any other stuff they want to learn about you?
Let's see. I don't know. Wikipedia? No. My book, The Asshole's Guide to Everyday Living, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Audible. I do have the, what's it called? The audiobook?
The computer. They have that on the computers now?
Yeah, the
phone,
interwebs.
The interwebs.
You could have it on Audible, so there's the audiobook. It's my voice. I didn't hire anybody. And everyone begged me to please do it. So, better or worse, I read it. I speak slowly when I read because I was Brooklyn Public School trained, so I wrote some big words that I can't pronounce.
And you had a stroke.
And I had a stroke.
There you go.
And so, there's JamesPravasilis.com. We should probably help spell the name.
No, everybody knows how to spell Pravasilis.
Well, they pronounce it Pravasilis, so I don't think they do. James, that's J, A, M,
okay.
E.
I'm with you so far.
S.
Great.
That's the first name.
Okay. That's the first name.
Last name. Pravasilis. Now, Pravasilis. Yeah. So JamesPravasilis.com. You can look at my IMDb under that name. The Asshole's Guide to Everyday Living.com. A lot of .coms. Also, I'm on TikTok, James Pravasilis at The Asshole's Guide to Everyday Living. So basically, if you say my name and the word asshole, a plethora of information will come up.
Oh.
Just as God planned it.
Oh, okay. There's no special monster that appears if you say it in a mirror 3 times.
Oh, I like that though. I'll work on that. Yeah, like Candyman. Asshole man, asshole man, asshole man. And then you get the runs.
Perfect.
And you shit yourself.
Perfect. James Pravasilis, check out his book. It really is a genuinely good book. I can't wait to finish it and check out his stuff and give the man a chance. I promise you, he will give you something in addition to the syphilis and the herpes. He will give you something different. He will make you think, you know what, maybe there's a different angle we can take this in. Maybe there's something that I haven't even thought of before. Give the man a chance, I promise you.
Or you call the authorities.
Or you call the authorities. One way or the other, you'll have a great story to tell.